Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a journey into the world of Lord Hanuman. He's this incredible figure, really embodying strength, courage, wisdom, and just pure devotion.
Absolutely. And we've got some fascinating material to draw from sources that look into his, well, quite mysterious birth, his amazing life, and why he still resonates so strongly today.
Right, so our mission here is to get beyond just the basic story. We want to pull out the really compelling stuff, figure out who Hanuman is and why he remains so important. Okay, so let's start where it all begins, his birth. It's really interesting how the sources give us different takes on this.
It really is. What's striking is how various divine energies seem to come together. You've got the Shiva Purana, the Skanda Purana, the Narada Purana. They often describe Hanuman as an avatar of Lord Shiva, specifically a Rudra avatar.
Ah, okay. So born to serve Rama, who's an incarnation of Vishnu.
Exactly. It highlights this inherent power, this destiny almost, linked to Shiva, specifically for helping Rama.
So in that view, it's like Shiva himself is involved in Rama's mission through Hanuman. That's powerful. But then you have the Valmiki Ramayana that focuses more on Vayu, the wind god, right?
That's right. Vayu plays this crucial role in his birth to Anjana, so a different divine influence highlighted there.
And that emphasizes different qualities, I suppose. Speed, vitality, the wind itself.
Precisely, like the breath of the cosmos playing a part in his creation, it adds another layer.
And then there's that lovely story from Egnath's Pavartha Ramayana, the one about the divine pudding.
Oh yes, the pudding meant for King Dasharatha's queens, the one linked to Rama's own birth.
Right. A kite snatches some, Vayu guides it, and Anjana receives a portion. It really ties their births together, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It paints this picture of a grand cosmic design, and it suggests these aren't isolated divine births, but all part of a bigger plan. Hanuman's arrival is woven into Rama's coming.
And we shouldn't forget the Brahmanda Purana. It mentions something quite specific. Hanuman having 5 brothers, Madhaman, Shrutaman.
Ketaman, Gataman, and Drataman. Yes, that's a less common detail.
Interesting. What does that add, do you think?
Well, even if they aren't major figures in the popular stories, it perhaps grounds Hanuman a bit more within the Vanara community context. It might reflect, the importance of family and lineage at the time, adds another dimension to his identity.
Okay, so we have these varied yet kind of interconnected origin stories, all pointing to a very divine beginning. Let's dig into his lineage a bit more. It's quite a mix, isn't it? Celestial and earthly.
It really is. His mother, Anjana, she was originally an Apsara, a celestial nymph, quite graceful and beautiful, but under a curse, she was born as a Vanara, often depicted as monkey-like or a forest dweller.
Right, and his father.
Kisari, a respected and valiant Vanara king. So you get this union of heavenly grace and, well, earthly strength or perhaps forest nobility.
And the name everyone knows, Vayuputra, son of the wind god. That feels central.
Absolutely fundamental. Vayu's role isn't just about, making him fast. It's symbolic of his boundless energy, his life force, maybe even a kind of untamed power.
And as you mentioned, the Shaiva traditions see him as an incarnation of Shiva himself.
Exactly. So his very being seems shaped by this amazing convergence of different divine forces.
That pudding story really feels like a key piece connecting it all, though. The offering for Rama's birth ending up with Anjana via Vayu.
Yeah.
It just underlines that link.
It does. It really emphasizes that Hanuman and Rama were destined to be together in this cosmic drama right from the start. Their roles were intertwined.
Okay, shifting gears slightly. The different places in India that claim to be his birthplace. Anjanadri Hill, Anjaneri in Nasik, near Hampi. Why so many?
That's a great point. I think rather than seeing them as, conflicting historical facts, it speaks volumes about how deeply he's revered everywhere.
Ah, so it's more about connection.
Exactly. It's like different regions expressing their profound spiritual link to him, wanting to anchor his story in their own landscape. It shows the sheer breadth of devotion he inspires.
That's a really nice way to think about it. A testament to his appeal. Okay, so divine birth, powerful lineage. Let's talk about Bal Hanuman. The stories of his childhood are something else.
They really are. I mean, the classic one, young Hanuman sees the rising sun, thinks it's a fruit, and just leaps into the sky to grab it.
The sheer nerve of it. It's incredible. Shows that power was there right from the beginning.
Innate, extraordinary power, even as a child.
And that very act leads to his name, doesn't it? Indra hits him with the thunderbolt.
Injures his jaw, hence Hanuman, meaning prominent jaw.
Precisely. And Vayu's reaction to that. Fury. Pulling back the air.
Causing immense suffering, it shows Hanuman's cosmic importance, harming him has consequences, and it forces the other gods to step in.
Right, to appease Vayu. And they shower Hanuman with boons, incredible powers.
Mm-hmm. Immunity from elements, weapons, the power to change size, shape, that incredible speed like the wind itself. Just about limitless potential, really.
But then there's the curse. Forgetting all these powers.
Yes, from some sages. He forgets his abilities until someone reminds him. It adds this almost relatable layer. He has the power, but it needs unlocking. It needs purpose.
It makes him seem less untouchable, maybe. Like that raw power needed focus. Which brings us, perfectly actually, to the Ramayana. This is where he truly shines as the epitome of devotion and strength. That first meeting with Rama and Lakshmana.
That's the foundation, isn't it? He sees Rama, recognizes his divinity, and just instantly pledges everything. Total devotion right there. He becomes the ultimate bhakta.
And he's key in forging the alliance between Rama and Sugriva, the Vanara king.
Absolutely crucial. His wisdom, his diplomacy, he brings them together. And that alliance is what makes the search for Sita possible.
And the huge task.
Yeah.
Finding Sita in Lanka. That leap across the ocean, it's legendary.
It's just an incredible feat. Symbolizes his sheer power, determination, his absolute focus on Rama's mission. And the journey itself wasn't easy.
No, he faced obstacles, Manaka Mountain, Sarasa, Simhika.
Right. And each time, he shows not just power, but intelligence, resourcefulness. He overcomes them cleverly.
And then finding Sita in a Chokvatika, giving her Rama's message, the ring. Imagine the hope that brought her.
A lifeline in despair. And then, even when captured and his tail is set on fire...
He turns it around, uses it to burn Lanka.
Yeah.
A warning to Ravana.
Brilliant. Turning humiliation into a strategic strike. Classic Hanuman.
And in the actual war, he's just this unstoppable warrior. But the one image that always stands out is him carrying the mountain.
Dronagiri Mountain, yes. To get the Sanjivani herb for the wounded Lakshmana.
It seems utterly impossible.
It does, but it perfectly shows his dedication. No task is too great if it's for Rama. Strength, devotion, makes the impossible possible for him. And he's constantly protecting Rama and the others throughout the war.
And maybe the most powerful image, him tearing open his chest to show Rama and Sita living in his heart.
Ah, yes. The ultimate symbol of devotion. It's not just service. They are his heart. The divine residing completely within the devotee.
Yeah.
It's incredibly profound.
So yeah, his role in the Ramayana is just immense. But his story doesn't end there, does it? He pops up in the Mahabharata too.
He does. There's that encounter with Bhima. Both are sons of Vayu, interestingly.
Oh, right. Brothers, in a sense.
And Hanuman kind of gently humbles Bhima, who's very proud of his strength. A lesson that true strength is more than just muscle. It also reinforces that connection through Vayu.
And he's on Arjuna's flag during the Kurukshetra War.
On the chariot flag. It's hugely symbolic. Represents divine protection, support for Dharma, for the righteous side.
So his presence brings power and protection.
Exactly. His roar alone was said to terrify enemies, and his presence shielded the chariot. He's still acting as a guardian, even in a different epoch, a different age.
Which ties into the belief in his immortality, his Chiranjeevi status.
Yes, this is a really important belief. Stemming from Rama, granting him immortality after the Ramayana, as a reward for his unparalleled service.
So he's one of the Chiranjeevis, destined to live through the current age, Kali Yuga.
That's the tradition, one of the 8 immortals who remain present on Earth. It signifies his eternal nature.
And other gods gave blessings to Brahma and Shiva.
Right, Brahma granted him immunity from weapons, planetary influences, eternal life. And Shiva, who some traditions see as his original form, blessed him with immense strength, devotion, and further confirmed his immortality. So it's really solidified by multiple divine sources.
So the belief isn't just that he was great, but that he is still here now in Kali Yuga.
Absolutely. The tradition holds he's constantly chanting Rama's name, and that he's present wherever the Ramayana is told or Rama is worshipped.
Are there accounts of people actually seeing him?
Well, there are revered sages like Madhvacharya and Tulsidas who are believed to have had direct experiences or visions of him. These accounts really strengthen that belief in his continued presence.
And that fascinating belief of the Mathang tribe in Sri Lanka, that he visits them every 41 years.
Yes. It shows how personal and localized that connection can be. It's not just an abstract belief. For some communities, it's an ongoing, tangible relationship, a living legacy.
And speaking of presence, there are so many sacred places linked to him across India.
Oh, definitely. Gandhamadana Mountain, where he's said to meditate, the Himalayas, Kedarnath, Lake Manasarovar.
Hanumantara in Chitrakoot. the Panchamukhi Temple in Rameshwaram, Hanum Garhi in Ayodhya, Anjanadri Hill. The list goes on.
It does. And as you know, almost any Rama temple will have a significant place for Hanuman, too. They are intrinsically linked.
So these places are like focal points for his energy.
Exactly. Places where devotees feel particularly close to him, where they can seek his blessings, often right alongside Lord Rama.
Beyond the stories and places, Hanuman embodies so much symbolism, it's quite deep.
It really is. He's the ultimate symbol of strength. Physical, yes, but also mental strength, inner resilience, spiritual power, and unwavering courage, facing anything.
And absolute faith. Plus, that core of devotion and selfless service, everything for Rama, nothing for himself.
Precisely. He represents that ideal of a disciplined, focused mind, completely dedicated to the divine. And that's why he appeals so broadly, I think, whether you're seeking success in the world or pursuing a spiritual path.
His prominence seemed to grow even more during the Bhakti movement, right?
Yes, absolutely. During that time of intense devotional focus, he became the perfect example, the ideal devotee of Rama. His life story inspired virtues like loyalty, service, and deep faith in countless people. He became very accessible.
And the Hanuman Chalisa, its popularity is just phenomenal, worldwide even.
It really is. It's this incredibly potent hymn that millions turn to daily for comfort, for strength, for connection. Its enduring power says so much about the personal bond people feel with him.
He's even the patron deity for wrestlers and martial artists.
Which makes sense. He embodies that perfect blend of Shakti, raw power, energy, heroic action, and Bhakti, that deep, loving devotion. It's a unique combination.
And people call on him as Sankat Mokan, the remover of troubles.
Yes, that's key. He's seen as accessible, approachable, someone you can turn to when facing difficulties. He's not just some distant god. He's perceived as actively helping.
Providing protection, too. From negativity, fear.
A very strong belief. People feel he shields them from harm, from evil influences. The Hanuman Chalisa itself is often recited as a form of protection. It brings immense comfort.
And the belief that he grants sincere wishes bestows strength, wisdom, courage.
Yes, that faith in his power to bless and uplift his devotees is central to his worship.
So if someone listening feels drawn to connect more, what are the common ways people practice devotion to Hanuman?
Well, reciting the Hanuman Chalisa is probably the most common, as we've said. Visiting his temples, especially on Tuesdays and Saturdays, is traditional.
Offerings, too.
Yes, things like sindoor, the vermilion paste jasmine oil, flowers, sweets like laddus. Some people fast on Tuesdays. Chanting his names or mantras is very powerful. And of course, reading the Ramayana, particularly the Sundara Kanda, which details his amazing journey to Lanka.
Right. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we've really covered a lot. His varied birth stories, his childhood power, that incredible role in the Ramayana defined by devotion and strength, the belief in his immortality and ongoing presence, and the rich symbolism he represents.
Indeed. He really stands as this timeless figure, inspiring righteous living, selfless action, and unwavering faith. His story just continues to resonate, doesn't it? Guides so many people.
It really does. So here's a final thought for you to take away. When you think about Hanuman's incredible mix, this immense, almost unimaginable power combined with absolute selfless devotion, what might his example suggest about what true strength and genuine service really mean in your own life? Something to ponder, definitely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.